It is Saturday, January the 22nd, and I want to welcome you to Supernatural Saturday, where we are going to be unlocking a dimensional gateway. Let it never be said that you have absolutely no control over your life. There is one element, and there will always be one element, over which you have absolute and complete control. And that element is your breath. In the process of understanding that dimensional gateways are a movement of your consciousness, in understanding that dimensional gateways are a movement of your consciousness from one state of perception to another, it is important you understand that you must be in some degree of control over what your mind and body are doing. And there's one element in yourself, in this body, in that mind, that you can always have control over. And that is your breath, your beautiful, exquisite, divine breath. With understanding that you can choose the way in which your body breathes, this becomes an assertion of your consciousness over matter. The awareness that you have the ability to choose the way in which your body breathes is an assertion of your consciousness, your awareness over matter, your body. The ability to breathe deliberately and intentionally. To have your body breathe deliberately and intentionally in a specific way is an assertion of your consciousness, your awareness over matter, over mind. With this in your consciousness at this moment, with this awareness, this simple awareness, that you may choose to have your body breathe the way you would like it to breathe, deliberately and intentionally, you assert very precise and specific order over mind and body, over matter, which is what mind and body are. The being that you are is not defined in terms of that body, but your being does define what your mind and body will be. And our goal is very simple today: to assist you in unlocking a dimensional gateway. There are many dimensional gateways, but to get to those, you must first go through the first gate. And the first gate opens when you understand how to align your body and your mind into a specific expression of energy, so that you as an awareness can begin to perceive, realms of consciousness beyond what you perceive with your 5 physical senses. And so let it never be said by you or thought by you that you have absolutely no control in your life, for you have absolute control over your breath if you choose to assert that authority. The breath, your breath, the beautiful breath that you have to breathe deeply. And to assert your awareness over matter. When the body is put into a specific state of being by you, that is, when your awareness asserts authority over that body, when your awareness asserts authority over the thoughts in your mind, you are in absolute control. Wherever you are and whatever you do, you may choose to elect to breathe that body in a specific manner, and in so doing, you alter the consciousness, you alter the thoughts, you alter the emotional energy that moves through that body by the simple act of your breath. You alter the way in which consciousness moves through that body that you are in right now. And in so doing, you can begin to regulate and monitor what you can begin to perceive that is beyond what your 5 physical senses can perceive. And what we will walk you through is a very simple process, but which can open you up to realms of perception, that are not available to your 5 physical senses, but which are always available to your awareness when you can shift your perceptual attention. In other words, you are able to draw your consciousness away from the 5 physical senses. You are able to pull your awareness out of the distraction of body. You are able to pull your awareness away from the distraction of body, the distraction of thought, and into a realm of perception beyond them, but which is available for you to perceive. And so we will walk you through a very simple process that, if you are willing to explore it and go deeper into it on your own as well, that you may begin to perceive and recognize realms of consciousness and being that are currently excluded from you by the very nature of being attached or lost in thought or lost in the senses of the body. However, you can liberate yourself from your attachment to the body by monitoring and regulating what it does. You can release your attachment to the thoughts in your mind by regulating this process of breathing. Your breath is something you always have authority over. And the moment you assert that authority, you assert your divinity. You assert your divinity. Now, the being that is with me right now is a being by the name of Sanat Kumara. And I'm very grateful for his presence. And I want to say, for those of you that are here now, remember to ask a question and answer a question. It is important that you create an integrated global community. Ask a question, answer a question, so that you get to an understanding of your unity, that you begin to work with each other. Ask a question, answer a question. You might be quite surprised at the availability of answers that will come to you when you engage in that process of being willing to ask a question and answer a question. The mechanism through which you can unlock dimensional gateways, in today's instance, you will begin to unlock at least one dimensional gateway, at least one. In this process of utilizing your breath, the breath that you use to keep that body animated, you can find yourself liberated from it, while at the same time being more aware of it, more aware of your authority over it, your authority over matter, which is not limited to your physical body, but through which this mechanism of breath will give you the awareness and understanding that you do have authority over matter. So please understand that you are never completely out of control, unless, of course, you are not in a body, in which case you would not need to have control over the body if you are not in it. And many of you, however, it would be very beneficial to know that you are a consciousness independent of that body, so that you may have the freedom to move through time, space, and other realms of being independent of matter. And so the first step, of course, is this process of your breath. There is a way that you can know and discover that you are in authority, that you are in authority over the conditions you experience in this world by first beginning the process of utilizing your body's breath, to breathe it slowly, deeply. I encourage you to do this with us right now, to simply take a slow, deep breath and feel that as you draw a breath in, that you are directing matter, this form, to breathe. And as you exhale, you are directing matter to breathe. You are directing matter. You're not simply carrying out a breath, but continue to breathe slowly and deeply. Direct your body to breathe slowly and deeply in. And hold your breath, because when you hold your breath, you assert a little bit more authority over matter. You assert a little more authority over matter. And then when you exhale, and feel what occurs when you release the breath. Feel what occurs in your body when you release the breath. And then again, after you feel what the body experiences when you release its breath, draw another breath in. And hold it as well. And as you hold that breath, again, release. And feel what the body feels when you allow it to release its breath. You always have authority over your breath. And in asserting that authority, you begin to replace your attention from being localized to that body. You begin to take your attention away from being excluded from your consciousness by your thoughts, for your thoughts may distract you and your thoughts may liberate you. But as you breathe slowly and deeply, please continue to do so slowly, deeply. Hold your breath and release the breath. And with each process of liberating the breath from that body, release also your attention from any thoughts that may be occurring or any distractions that you might get from your senses. Just simply keep your attention focused on your assertion of making the body breathe in the fashion that you are. With each breath that you direct the body to carry out, utilize this process to simultaneously release your attention from the thoughts that are in your mind. You may, if you choose, as you exhale, to simply give your mind and your thoughts permission to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness, to give your thoughts permission as you exhale to not think for a little while. As you continue to breathe, as you continue to release your attention from your thoughts, you begin to liberate your awareness. You begin to liberate your awareness from the body and from the distraction of thought and the senses. You are giving them permission through your breath to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness. Each breath is an instrument that you use as awareness to direct mind and body to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness. The gentle process of asserting your awareness to gauge the body to breathe in this fashion, to give your mind permission with each breath to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness. You might find that you can still hear the words that we are saying without being distracted by this world, simply hearing very carefully the instruction we offer you. And as the body and mind are governed to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness, you move your attentions away from this world. You begin to draw yourself by releasing the body with the breath into a state of being open and receptive, by releasing thoughts from your mind to be open and receptive. You liberate your awareness from the distractions of matter, this physical world. You begin with each breath to liberate your attention from this world. There is a feeling, you may call it relaxation, you may call it peace, you may call it stillness. It does not matter what you may call it, but each assertion of your breath over this body, each assertion of being willing to give your mind permission to be still and quiet, if only for a few minutes, liberates your attention from this world. Yes, you may still be aware that there is a body you have, but you are now placing it into a position where it is open and receptive to you. You are placing your mind in a position where it is open and receptive to you by the very nature of giving it permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. And now that the mechanism, the body, and the thoughts, as they get quieter, calmer, and more peaceful through the assertion of your breath, through the permissiveness you give to the mind to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful, when you give it permission, you liberate yourself from being stuck or in matter exclusively. Your awareness begins to become free of body, free of mind. You initiate now this process of liberation from matter. This is the first step towards opening a dimensional gateway. The very nature of stepping away from the distraction of your body and the distraction of your mind is the opening of a dimensional gateway. It's the beginning of the opening of a dimensional gateway that does not limit you exclusively to body or mind, body or thought. As your thought becomes quieter and your body more reposed, more open and receptive to your awareness becomes free to consider other possibilities of consciousness, of being, beyond what your mind will tell you and your body has experienced. By getting your body into that state of consciousness where it is still, quiet, open, and receptive to your awareness. By getting your mind to be still, because you must give your mind permission to be still. You must say to it, to get it to be still, quiet, open, and receptive to your awareness. The moment, to whatever degree your mind and body become quiet, still, open, and receptive to you, to that degree, your awareness, you become liberated to a certain degree from the distractions of this world and of mind. And it is in that place where distraction of thought and distraction of body are minimized, that they're minimized, that you as awareness begin to become free. You begin to become free of your subjugation to your mind and this world as awareness. Now, once the mind and body are placed in this position where they are open and receptive to your awareness, when they're placed in this position of being open and receptive to your awareness, we would draw your attention to a place within the physical body, a place in the very geographical center of your brain, where there is a very tiny little mechanism there, an organ, if you will, called the pineal gland in your language, the pineal gland. And that this organ is, in fact, the switch, the doorway, the lock that you may place your awareness towards. You may use your awareness to move to that place where that tiny little organ exists. It's very small in terms of your biology, but it is very limitless in terms of what can be opened or accessed through its utilization. And so you have the body in a state of repose. You have the mind quiet, calm, and peaceful to the best of your ability. And you now move your awareness to this place in the geographical center of your brain where this little organ exists. And you place your awareness there, and you keep your awareness there, and you draw a slow, deep breath in. And you hold that breath. And as you hold that breath, you tighten, slightly tighten the muscles in your chest and compress the lungs slightly so as to increase a little bit of pressure in the brain that pushes certain fluids to assert a pressure upon that little organ. By having that pressure, you increase pressure on that organ called the pineal gland for a few moments, just for a few moments. You hold your breath now. Tighten the muscles in the chest to increase pressure in here. For a few moments. And then release the breath and be very mindful of the sensation, the feeling, the vibration that is released within that space from that organ. So you draw your breath in slowly and deeply. Hold the breath. Apply pressure by tightening the muscles in the chest. And do so for 3 or 4 moments. and then release the breath. And feel the sensation of energy that's released from within that point in the brain where this organ called the pineal gland exists. And so now, for a few breaths, let us do this together, where you draw your breath in deeply and slowly. You hold your breath and apply pressure to the muscles of the chest to compress your lungs ever so slightly, to apply pressure to this organ in the middle of your physical brain, and hold that pressure for a few moments. And then exhale and feel the sensation of energy that occurs in that space. And then apply the breath again and do 3 breaths in this fashion. And feel the sensation, and then draw another breath in. And tighten the muscles in the chest area to increase the pressure. And do so for a few moments. And then release the breath. And be aware of the sensation of energy that's released. Now do 3 breaths in that fashion. Be very aware of the sensation of energy that occurs in the body, in this space, in the physical brain. Be aware. Pay attention to that sensation with each breath. You are now unlocking the door. You're in a process of unlocking this dimensional gateway through the breath being used in this fashion, and being mindful of the sensation that is generated from within the space of the body when you release the breath and staying present with that sensation. Some of you may experience the body feeling dizzy or lightheaded. Some of you may experience images, colors. Whatever your experience is at this time, it is the right and correct one for you to be perceiving and experiencing at this time. That as you apply this method of breath, as you apply your attention to the vibration, the sensation, the awareness that occurs on the exhale, you begin to move your awareness from exclusivity to that mind and body into a realm of perceptual energy that is not localized to the physical conditions of time and space, although you are using an organism called the pineal gland to access, to utilize as a device for unlocking the perceptual capabilities of your awareness to see and hear beyond the confines of your physical senses without excluding them, although some of you may even find yourself going so deeply into these sensations and vibrations that occur, the perceptions that begin to open up to your awareness through this process. It is not for the eyes of the body nor the ears of the body to see and to hear in this realm of perception. For you, as awareness, can function independent of matter and of thought. Continue to do and utilize this breath to gain the awareness and experience necessary to begin to become more aware of this other realm of energy, of consciousness, of perception that is not limited exclusively to your 5 physical senses. The breath goes in deeply. It is held. It is released. And there is an awareness that you have that is different somewhat than the world of your senses. This will not exclude the world of your senses. This will open up the world of perception that are beyond the perceptual apparatus of the body. It is the beginning. It is the first step. It is climbing up into the temple, the king's chamber, the queen's chamber, that place within the body where you may ascend your awareness and begin to reopen these other dimensions of information, knowledge, and wisdom that are available to all whom are able to climb this stairway, this place of consciousness in the temple, to sit in the room, that space, to utilize it with your breath, to be open to receiving what comes into that space of perception, to become aware of what comes into that space of perception, that you may begin to receive information and guidance beyond what this world can offer you. Many of your great innovators in this world have understood this principle, if only subtly. But all innovation, all creation comes through this gateway of perception, this dimensional realm of which your awareness can partake, but which your body and mind cannot experience directly themselves, but which they will be influenced by. The energy that you begin to bring through perceptually begins to alter and affect the conditions of your body and mind in ways that are going to be significantly beneficial to it, as you are no longer using the things and the mechanisms of this world exclusively to alter and change the conditions of your mind and your body. You are opening a dimensional gateway to be very, very aware of the vibrational energy that comes into the body from that place through utilizing your breath, to become aware of the vibrational change that occurs when you bring this attention to the vibrations that come in to the body. You begin to access information, energy beyond your five physical senses, and be in joy. For when you do this, you will no longer be limited. You will no longer be limited to the confines of your senses and the thoughts of your mind as you've been given them in this experience of being in that form you find yourself hearing our words through, that you are no longer limited to the information that the world communicates to you as being true or false. This is but the unlocking and opening of a dimensional gateway. There are limitless dimensions of knowledge and information that can become available to you. Limitless dimensions of information and consciousness that can become available to you when you step into the king's chamber, when you begin to liberate your awareness from its confinement to body and mind. Then you can bring into body and mind new ideas, new information that can facilitate a great transformation for you and your species as it is today. You cannot resolve many of the issues that you see in this world from the perspective of where you are in consciousness. You must rise above the conditions you perceive. You must access information. You must connect to frequencies of consciousness, beings that may be available to you, in order to offer a new solution to your old problems. You cannot solve old problems with old understanding and old information. You can only resolve existing problems with new information, new perception, and a greater awareness of something beyond what you currently know, which is available to you through this simple mechanism of unlocking the first dimensional gateway. And that is your perceptual consciousness, your awareness unlocking itself from body, from mind, into the realms of perceiving frequencies of energy, that through a simple act of your breath, a simple act of utilizing your body, a simple act of being aware of what occurs in vibration when you release that breath, you begin to shift your awareness from subjectivity to matter to thought. You begin to restore your awareness to the freedom that is natural to what you are as a consciousness, as an entity, as a being that utilizes matter, time, and space for creative self-expression. For that is what you have that body for and that mind for, to utilize as a mechanism of creative expression. This is our offering to you today. we will hope that you will join us in the coming days, for there is much to happen. I want to thank Sanat Kumar and the other beings that are with us right now. Good morning, everybody. I just want you to know, on Monday, January the 24th, on Shortcuts for Your Soul, we're going to be having a discussion with Ascended Master Kutumi on aligning your mind and body to your soul, of which what you've experienced today, if you have done this process, this sets the stage for this. So that on Monday, aligning your mind and body to your soul with Master Kutumi. On Wednesday, January the 26th, we will be discussing with you the world as a device for healing with Master Jesus. The world as a device for healing. The world as a device for healing with Master Jesus. On Friday, January the 28th, we're going to have Archangel Raphael coming in, and the lesson will be on healed healers. Healed healers. We live in amazing times as a consciousness, as a species. So I invite you to come and join us. If you are new to the channel, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithms. It places the channel up on the scale where more people can become aware of, and this information becomes available to them through that. So please consider doing that. Also, for those of you that have been former students, I want to announce again that our Mediumship 104 course will be launching on February the 5th. And only students that have taken our Mediumship 101, 102, or 103 programs are eligible to take the 104 program. You go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and register for the course. Today, I encourage you to do that. We launch on February the 5th. There is limited seating of 50 to the course because of its nature and its effect in terms of how it will change and alter your relationship to your mind and your body and this world around you. Also, following the 104 course, our Mediumship 101, 102, and 103 programs will begin. And our Mediumship 101 program is a program for beginning to attune your awareness to become aware of the multidimensional beings that are available to communicate with you. The Ascended Masters, your guides, your angels, the fairies, the gnomes, these different entities from other dimensions, other planetary systems that you can tap into and tune into vibrationally if you learn how to shift your awareness from the 5 physical senses to this other perceptual realm, of which you've experienced some degree. If you utilize this breath process that they gave us today, if you utilize this breath process, you'll come to a different awareness of what you are. So consider signing up for our mediumship program as well. If you want to support this channel, you can do so through my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. And I want to thank all of you for coming out today. Remember, if you're watching this, to ask a question, leave a question. I will read all comments when I have time. And I want to thank all of you for participating today. I know there were some questions here, but I'm told not to answer any questions today. And so I want to wish you all much, much love. Remember, your body and your mind are instruments that you are here to use in creation. I want to say much love to all of you. I will see you on Monday on Shortcuts for Your Soul. Much love. Bye for now.